guys, Rhonda here, RK3 Designs, and I have a request for this finish. I've had a few emails of some people wanting a granite with different shades of brown. So that's what we're going to attempt today. So I'm going to start off with my sample board is painted in Bare Paint and Primer in 1 in natural gray. And then I'm going to start with Stone Coat Countertop tinted white with their new white base tint, which is really nice. I really like it. Very concentrated, very pigmented. A little goes a long way. And I'm just going to try all this out. And I'm using 3 ounces per square foot. All right, so I just want to kind of get the material on the board. And then I have 3 additional colors. And one is, it's actually a mica powder. I just found it in my arsenal of supplies. It's Pearl X, and it's called Dark Brown. And so that's a really pretty brown. It's a subtle brown. It's not a real bold brown, and I really liked it. So I've got that. And then this new brown that Stone Coat has, they may have put them in different bottles right now, but it's called just Brown Opaque, and it's by Alumilite, but I believe they're gonna have them in different containers. It is amazing. I love this color. Very, very dark, rich brown. And then I have Stone Coat's chocolate base tint also. So what I want to do, this is going to be a piece where we barely chop. We barely manipulate. We really aren't going to manipulate the epoxy too much. I am going to come over here and get my edges before we get started. And torch it. So what I want to try to avoid on this finish is getting a lot of movement. I'm not going to use a lot of heat. I'm going to try to use as minimal amount of heat as possible, and I'm also going to let there be setup time. So I'm not going to chop it a bunch. I'm not going to do a lot. I'm really going to let this epoxy kind of sit and do its own thing. So in saying that, I'm going to come here and I'm just going to kind of, in certain spots, I'm just going to kind of drizzle some color. Almost on top of each other, actually. Overlapping. And because I'm adding more epoxy, this is going to move. It's going to spread out. Epoxy is going to want to spread out and self-level. If I were adding just spray paint, I wouldn't have as much movement. But I know because I'm adding more color in epoxy, it's going to move out. So I know that these little lines are not going to stay there. It's eventually going to spread out a little bit. So now I'm coming in with the dark chocolate brown, which I just think is incredible. Love it. I'm not really too worried about any little drips I have anywhere, because I'm going to manipulate that. I'm really not worried about it. I know I'm going to be playing with it. Okay, now I also want to add some of my, right now all I'm doing is background. So I'm coming in here with a little bit of caramel. I also want to utilize my white. I don't want to cover up all my areas of my white. So I'm just kind of coming in here, making sure I'm leaving some white area. Leather brown. About out of it. I'm just going to fog just a little bit. I even like how I'm getting spots a little bit. All right, so now I've got a palette to start with. So I am gonna chop just a little bit. I'm gonna prime my brush with some drips. So I've got some little bit of material on my brush. And I'm just gonna chop just enough to get those colors mixed up a little bit. Not very much. Just wanna kinda get them out on the palette a little bit. Don't wanna go too much over my white. You can still see I've got areas of the caramel. I even still have some dots, and that's okay. I'm gonna let this play just a little bit. Let it fight. Let those colors meld a little bit. And this is the fun part, because I really love to see how the micas fight against each other. They fight against the white base tint. They fight against the spray paint. And you really start getting some neat effects. Very lightly. Torch, get my bubbles out, let it sit. So now I'm kind of thinking where I want my white space to stay really white. I've got some really cool effects happening over here. So I'm just going to kind of let it play a little bit. Now I do want to kind of come in here, use my finger, and get some marble look. Look at that. See how just that little bit of my finger, I'm going to get some neat marbling. As time goes by, that's going to look really neat. Okay, so now you can start to see kind of the granite take effect because you're seeing our colors. So now we're going to come and I'm going to start going over the top of this with just spray paint colors. All right, so this is a leather brown, and now I'm just going to start spraying spots. And you have to do this pretty quickly because you don't want this paint to set up. You want to have your paint can shaken, ready to go. That was Kona brown. Now I'm coming back in with espresso. And I'm not covering up everything, just strategically placing it. And I'm even going to hit it with a little bit of gray. I do want to bring a little gray into the picture. So now I've sprayed the colors and I'm coming back in with clear spray paint, clear alcohol. Sorry, not clear spray paint. It's been one of those days. And I'm just hitting it and causing some fracturing. So now those colors are starting to come up that were underneath the spray paint. So the mica powders that I poured down just a few minutes ago, now they're starting to come up. So I'm going to let this set a little bit, let the alcohol kind of come up, and then I'm going to hit it again and fog it with some black. All right, so now I'm going to come back over and I'm going to hit it this time with some brown mica powder and 91% alcohol, isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to just fog it, and I'm not going to go heavy fog, just a little bit, not too bad. So now as I get fracturing, I'm bringing in that granite look. I'm going to let it kind of sit there. I don't want to put too much alcohol at one time. A lot of alcohol on top of your surface will cause your epoxy to really move a lot. So I'm going to really let this kind of sit back, talk to me a little bit, and I'll come back in about probably 10 or 15 minutes and see what's happened. So I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, so I want to lighten this up just a little bit, and even though I have white here, I do want to bring in a little bit of the white spray paint. So I'm just going to kind of fog it a little bit, not a lot, and now I'm going to fog that, and now I'm bringing in a different layer of look with fogging the white. So I'll let that sit for just a little bit. Okay, so as it's starting to move, I'm starting to see some areas I really like, and I'm starting to see some areas maybe that I want to add a little bit more detail to. Maybe just add some more spray paint or alcohol. This is the part where I always have a hard time deciding what I'm going to do. But I think what I'm going to do is I've got some areas that are really starting to spread out, which I love, but I'd like to add a little more color. So I'm going to come back in with my espresso. And I'm going to add a little bit of paint there. And I'm going to add a little bit of paint over here. And I'm going to hit it with a little bit of alcohol. Just a little bit. All right, okay, I really like that. And then I'm just, as my epoxy starts to move, I want to bring in a little bit more of the granite look. So again, I'm going to come back and fog it. And I'm not doing 100% coverage on my fogging. Just a little. To really get some neat little looks. All right, I'm going to bring a little bit more black over this. Right, my paint can top is going nuts. I'm getting paint everywhere but on my board. Oh, there we go. There. All right. So I'm going to let it sit another few minutes or so, see where it goes, and we'll go from there. Okay, so as it's starting to move, I'm continually playing with it, and I really like the look of the marble effect that I get with my finger on just certain areas, because natural stone will have so many different textures in it that it's going to look all different. So I'm going to bring my finger in this white area, and I'm very softly going to blend some of these colors. Just a little bit. I don't want to do a lot. I just want to do a little bit. And that gives a complete different look, especially if I come in here and I hit it with an alcohol. And I'm going to come back with this is the brown. Very softly. Just a tiny bit. Wow, look at that. That's pretty. I like that. That look. This is just one of those finishes where you just have to be able to walk away, let it do its thing, come back, adjust, add a little bit, and walk away. That is absolutely the hardest thing in the world for me to do. So I want you to know that you are watching patience in action here. Okay, so I've let this piece set about 20 minutes, and I'm gonna fog it just one more time. Just in certain areas, I may think I need just a little bit of more visual interest. My paint can drip, but that's okay, we can fix it. Okay, so now I'm gonna let this sit a little more, and then we're gonna add a really fun technique. Okay, so we've let this set up another 15 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. And now I want to do some detail work. I have a little bit of the white epoxy left. And I'm just going to kind of put some natural fracture lines going through here. Now, because this piece is still moving, these lines will get very faint as this moves throughout the night, and you really won't see them as a visible line. It'll just be background. Same thing, I'm going to come in here with the dark brown. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to heat it up just a little bit. So now I'm going to come in with the dark brown, and now I'm starting off the board so that I don't get blobs. Make sure my stick is loaded, and then I'm just going to very quickly run across. No rhyme to reason, just getting some really cool looking fault lines. Let's see, I have a little bit of the brown metallic left also. Do it. That melted in my cup. Now, like I said, these lines are not gonna stay as true lines. They're gonna just kind of melt off in the background and just have a hint of, I guess, attention. But what I'm gonna do next is really cool, and it will stay more as a line, more as a fracture line. And so that's why I'd like to wait later in the pour before I do this. So get my secret sauce here. And it is the Montana Marble Effects. And there's several places that sell it. I know you can get it on Amazon. I'll put a link to where I get it. I'm not real sure. I can't remember the name of the store. But Art Plaza, that's where I get it. But this is really some neat stuff. It's almost like a silly string, and I'm going to show you. It's like a silly string, so you have to be super conservative, super careful, because you can really outdo yourself on this. So I'm going to stand back, and I'm just going to kind of put it on my piece. And wow, that is really cool. It also comes in white. I think that's cool as heck. I think I went a little bit overboard on the white here, which is no big deal. All I need to do is get my black spray paint, and I'm just gonna fog it right over here, right over the top. And I'm just gonna fracture a little bit more, bring in a little bit more interest so that you're really not paying attention to that. I kind of wanted my edges a little darker anyway. So, all right, very, very, very cool. I'm gonna let this sit, and then I'm gonna call it a day. I hope you like this video. I like this technique. If you do, give me a thumbs up. Hit the bell for further notifications. Leave me some comments. Maybe give me some ideas of what you would have done, maybe what colors you would have used. I really do appreciate your feedback, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Till next time.